Good evening, everybody. My name remains leftist Okwelegbe Itoya. I'm here today to talk about issues of land grabbing in our state and how to prefer solution to land grabbing. And as you can see, the topic, how do we defeat land grabbers in Edo State? Definitely, we've been having lots of problems about land grabbing, and it has been a common problem for everybody, both the commoners and the rich and everybody. But today we're going to suggest and think of a way forward. So we'll be condemning the issue, we'll be talking about government, we'll be talking about our traditional rulers, we'll be talking about everybody involved. It is a negative signal to the people of Edo State and the people outside Edo State. And having with me, I have somebody on the background I can see, leftist Amaosa, who you all know, is going to be joining me on this topic. Leftist, I can see you. Leftist, I can't hear you. Hold on. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah, I've done that now.
Yes.
Well done, brother.
I greet you.
How is everything?
We thank God.
I just have to join now, but I'm still on the street.
Oh.
I'm in the police station right now. Yes.
Oh, I see. It's okay.
Yes. Yes.
So from the topic, you've seen the topic. How do we defeat land grabbers in Edo State? I think we should be expecting more people to join us if possible. But let me start with you. What do you think? What's your take on the issue of land grabbing, and how do we defeat this ugly incident happening in our communities?
Okay, for me, actually, power belongs to the people. Without the people, any position is nowhere. It's the people that really have the power. As it is, I think we have to go to the drawing board and see where we get it all wrong. For me, we have built more nuisance value in our society, and both the government and other institutions are rely on those people to also suppress the weak. Because for you to deal with people, you have to take one of them and empower that individual and start using it to suppress the people. And that is what we are doing or seeing currently. Well, to work on the issue of land grabbing, I would suggest to the House that generally that we should elect people of credibility. Anybody that has no legitimate job, that has no legitimate job, shouldn't participate in community issues. Community issues shouldn't be a full-time issue. It's a part-time and voluntary issue. But those criteria must be set out. Whether such person has criminal record, whether it belongs to any confraternity, whether he's an oppressor on his own without belonging to any of those mentioned groups, affirmation group that just talked about. I haven't gone through all those records, gone through all this. He should go approach even the Ministry of Justice for profiling and the DSS, so that such person will not allow to participate in community activities. And the elders of the community, like the Ojonwe Enoge, shouldn't not just base their area of raising revenue on land selling. In fact, the government should take over land in Edo State. Individuals shouldn't be selling land at all. And because that regulation is not given to them, that is why we are seeing what we are seeing currently in our state. And the traditional institution, which some of them hide under the cover to penetrate this evil, should also come out boldly and make stronger statements. Okayele, as I know, is part of our tradition. But what may I know, what Okayele represents in Benin, is a young group of young boys who elders will say, the road path has been taken over by weed. By weed. We shouldn't that they should go and clear those parts. And that is the duty of Okayele, one of the duty of Okayele, not to be selling lands. I think those are some of the measures we should put. Like for me, I'm also prescribing, suggesting that we should allow those who have worked in the civil service with clean record to also take over community. And those you shouldn't be allowed to be there at all. With government regulating all the affairs of the community. And a stiffer penalty should also, by way of law legislation, should also be enacted in the state so that anyone who are dealing on land issues negatively should be dealt with without caution and fine, and all property acquired through such process should be seized by the state. And those some of those tougher penalty will also go a long way. You also know that apart from that, events also have a lot to do with how you can also amend laws. Events that will come across daily. As we progresses on that ground, so other events that we see can also will now enable the people and the lawmaker to also come to a round table talk so that they can also improve on the law which they have made. That is my suggestion for now.
Yeah, you have a very good suggestion, but do you think, talking about DSS and police, and talking about government, by law, government is the owner of almost the lands in Benin. Do you think
Yes.
the government can, the communities and the people who allow government, because our government cannot be trusted. If you entrust our lands into their hands, you know what would happen. They'll do the worst, start grabbing it and be selling it to their friends and family the way they are using us. Do you think that one will work? I don't think that is going to work.
Well, okay. When I say government should take over land, if you go through the Land Use Act, for now, I will not be able to remember the session. We said that the land belongs to government, but in trust, holding the trust on behalf of the people. That shows the people that actually own the land. But government must be able to stand. When I'm using government, is every one of us a part of it? The people are not left out of the law. They are also part of it. But in madness, there is sanity. That regulation, the regulation that I'm trying to suggest here, is to ensure that the activities of land dealers should be checked both by government, by the communities, and other people. There should be a balance, not just leaving it on the hands of government, but we should also look at the root cause of this problem. I think the root cause of this problem is some of those people look at land as a means of livelihood, and that should be discouraged. Before you can take over land business or community in Benin, you can also be asked to declare your assets. There are measures you can put in place to control people. But in all this that I've said, is that the truth is that is for us to find a way how to put those negative activities into check. And the government, we can't succeed without bringing the government to it. Because some of those youth leaders, whether you take it or leave it, are also foot soldiers or politicians, which they use, like they are like point men in various communities, which they use for their elections. So it's the people that are standing, and the voice of the people is higher than any other voice. The people can come out together and put down, pin down, and a right to a kind of regulations on how land issues can be managed in Edo State. So that is for that.
Yes. Well, I know everything you said is making sense, but the truth still remains that land grabbing, for me, we can come together. It's not going to be only part of government. It's not only government that is going to do it. We have to put our hands together. We have to, the community leaders, the traditional institutions are also involved in this land grabbing issue. So I think we need to start to we need to start to talk to people. These people need to have trust. The moment these people gain trust, we need to start to talk to people on the knowledgeable area of land grabbing, how they come about land grabbing, their tricks, and where they can go. It still boils down to government, actually. Because if government puts in place the right institution like the PPP law, if the PPP law is actually working and the people trust the community, the people there, the members of the PPP law and the security agent, this land grabbing issue will be a thing of the past. It's actually in the hands of government. Pari pursue our traditional rulers. If our traditional ruler also support government in that area, because these are two institutions covering land issue, the government and our traditional rulers. And in most cases, you discover that the people now doing more of this land grabbing has connection with this, either kind of have connection with the bad ones in our traditional institutions, having a big cover. And when you have such cover, some of these security officers find it very, very hard to persecute some certain people. If our traditional rulers are not supporting this move, it will still not work. From my own perspective, the way I'm saying it. So I think it has to do with both our traditional rulers and our government coming together and being very sincere in carrying out whatever policies they would have drawn out to solve this issue of land grabbing, because it's really giving us bad name, really frustrating a lot of people. It's not a good thing at all. It's not a good thing. Like big names coming into land grabbing. Most of the politicians we know. Why the PPP, the former inauguration, the former PPP failed, we all know why. Because most of these people that were inaugurated into the committee, they were also land grabbers.
Yes, I agree too.
Yes, they were also land grabbers. They now took the committee as an opportunity to fortify their tentacles.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So if you don't know them personally, any of their members, any of their stronghold talks can come and grab your land. Whatever you do, whatever you write, whatever it goes there, nobody it should not be answered. I was part of that. I had an experience of that myself physically, because there was some petition I wrote, and fortunately, yes, you remember.
I remember.
There was some petition I wrote.
I remember. Yes.
Then at the time I started to show muzzle, the security men had this wonderful thing. They followed me to the bush. Right there in the bush, before we got to the bush, they gave information to the people, to the persons I was writing petition against. Those ones mobilized. And they told me not to call anybody or not to tell anybody. We are going to the bush, me, them, and the one person or so, to see how it's like. They'll look at it. Getting to the bush, I saw multitude of people. And the security man was passing judgment right there in the bush. I was like, oh God, this is not this is against the rules. You see the problem. So land grabbing in Benin, if the government is serious about land grabbing, nobody else can do it. The government and the traditional rulers. And we need this government and traditional rulers to come together to synergize. They need to really come together. If we must be progress in Benin. Because this land grabbing is really causing a lot. It's making development things to be difficult. When you know you cannot, you buy a land, you are not sure of the land, and you want to probably do something good in the land, or you are not sure of getting a genuine land, you'll be scared to. A lot of people have gone outside of those states because of these issues, going to get land. A lot of people, because of those issues, why the few ones that have gotten got frustrated along the line. I think it's something the government have to really, and our traditional rulers, be to also come into. Then again, we are calling on
Yes.
traditional rulers, we are calling on government. Good, these are the two great people that has the energy to actually
Yes.
be at the forefront of fighting land grabbing. I'm happy
Yes.
our monarch is doing something about it now by
Yes.
uh, putting some people, picking some people. I'm using the word picking because there are still a lot of people in that area. A lot of people are still there in that institution that are into this land grabbing. But I'm happy something is being done on that area. But now let's go to the community. What do you think, sir? What do you think can be done on the community level? Because these boys has become so powerful. These boys, you already know some of them what they belong to, and people
Yes.
are afraid to challenge them. What do you think can be done in this area to stop all this menace in the community level?
The for me, the elders, the elders have over 70% role to play to ensure that those negativity is stopped because is the leaders of those various communities, the elder per se, like Odion Way and others, are the one covering them. Because normally by Benin tradition, is the elders that owns the community. If you go to the palace of Our Royal Majesty, for example, if there's any issues, what they will ask you is your John way aware of this issue that is happening. So by so doing, by such law, by such traditional laws, the Odion way should also be made to bear responsibility of anything that is not going well, going against the tradition of the land or against the law of the land. They should be made to go through an undertaking in a language that they will understand. That if the issue of land grabbing arises, as the case may be, they will be held responsible. That will also bring a lot of check on this land grabbing matter. Secondly, like I said before, the youth shouldn't be given such a powerful position. Their direction and their work should be set out in a letter given to them. And such undertaking must also be written by those same youth. Such letters will be written, and the palace of His Royal Majesty will be represented. The state government, through the regulatory ministry, will also be part of it. Even the member of state house assembly should also be a signatory to such a letter, and such letter must be keep in records. Anyone that go against these rules and the laws or the penalty also set out on that agreement will be followed to the last order. Those are also part of the one of the checks. And individually, as people, also have a lot to play. We should stop covering evil. We should stop covering evil because most of those people are our brothers and sisters. When some of us are benefiting from this negativity, we try to cover them. We should start speaking out and also play a part. When you see things like that, they are doing it secretly. Is your right, is within your power to allow the necessary authority or the done way by way of information so that they can also take action immediately. Those are some of the steps. The steps. And most lastly, the palace, the palace of our highly revered monarch must will come out and issue a very bold statement because the word of our king is Lord, is a law. Should make a statement that those are the areas where the youth should go. If you are not viable, you don't have something that is a viable thing that you are doing for livelihood. You shouldn't dabble into land community. You shouldn't be part of the youth. This one idiot who will not be able to recognize will just go into one youth because it belongs to one corporal or the other, rent boys, be smoking marijuana and others, and just run into community and be running community affairs like that. We carrying bomb guns, Like in Benin, there's no community without assaulted rifle. In Edo State, there's no community without, as if we are preparing for war. They killed and buried in the bush. Some elders will cover for them. Even some chiefs will cover for them. So those are some of the things we must put in place to check those activities. Every one of us have part to play. We are the watchdog. We must be following activities. And the elders must be given serious responsibility. They must write agreement. The youth, which they are entrusting the community on, must meet within the criteria, lay rules by the palace and by the government. And the PPP law you talk about, the reenacted one, I also supported it. Because one, for such law, they would have called for public opinion, for stakeholders. People we all have various experiences. We make our MPs as way of writing to them at the opening stakeholder meeting, and those MPs will have a lot to do. This one people just sit down without public hearing, without inviting stakeholder, the people. Both those who are victims will also make input what led to it and all. So those things must be included into that law. For me, that law is good, but the law is not completed because there was no public hearing on that law. Because there are so many things that need to be added to such law. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, there are so many things that need to be added to such law. I agree with you because
Yes,
most of the town hall meeting we've been holding in Edo State via our state government, it has not been really be sincere. It has been town
yes,
hall meeting with little interest. That PPP law
yes,
came as a result of the effort of the monarch because the monarch was really
yes.
bitter. It was becoming too
No,
much,
it
and
was
the
bitter.
monarch,
Oh.
yes, was not happy. So they came up with that law. And when they came up with that law, it was not really with people were not really represented in the town hall. It was when they were bringing
Yes,
out the law, they invited people and they talked about the law. So I think
yes,
it's good for them. It's really, if they have to re-edit the law, make a proper town hall meeting, invite carrying everybody along. I think that's going to be a very good thing because when you carry everybody along, everybody involved directly, they have contacts. I think this will go a long way to solve some issues because if I'm very sure I have a contact, I'm sure I could give information to any of the panelists directly without me having
yes.
problem later. I think some of this problem will be solved. So you still have to do
Let me
with
also add to it. Let me also add to it, brother. Those members of such committee, for me, I'm a traditional man. They should be made to go and swear Ogwumba. Anybody that is going to be elected into such office should go through the process and go and swear Ogwumba if he will compromise his position on the matter. Because don't say government is going to set up a special court for land grabbers. But anybody that, because almost like a traditional issue, they should go through the process of Ogwumba so that if they compromise whatever they see, they manage it. Because in the first term, when the first law was enacted, like you said just now, it was the effort of our highly reverend of monarch, Oba Ewa II. He was so annoyed and embarrassed with the land grabbing issue that when they was delayed in the part of government, he almost personally said he want to go to the House of Assembly himself before they quickly enacted such a law. My brother, you can continue.
Okay, I'm just going through some comments. Israel Asemota, I feel you. Vivian, the rules, I see you. Harry Ward, you're welcome. Government doing about, okay, that one is a question. And yes, this is a question from Vivian from, yes. So what is government doing about the land issue in Benin City? Well, if you ask me, I will tell you, I don't know. I don't know if the government is doing anything about the land issue because the government seems to also is also at to be blamed in this matter. They have interest in land grabbers because most of these boys doing all this nuisance, they belong to one government group or the other. And so many have connection to these big people, these high place people. So that's why they can always conveniently say Ebo Day. Because if they know that Ebo will come, Ebo Are, they wouldn't be doing all this kind of nonsense. If they know, yes, here Ebo Are, they won't get themselves involved. So because they have this backup, this good backup from the government, and now somehow some of our traditional institutions knows fully well that both are so powerful. They respect each other. Most times, the police may want to come and arrest. They'll discover that the person backing you up is a highly placed person. And you see the police, how they play their game. They will withdraw and go and collect their eyesore and forget the matter. No matter how you cry, nothing will happen. So it's really boiled down to government policy. We must be actually truthful here. It has to do with sincere government policy. Because
Approach.
if government
Yes.
really wants this land grabbing issue to stop, it will not take a month. It will not take a month. You see them running away from that business. They will change business. Many will run away from the state. It has happened before. Many boys will run away. If government is sincere to say, okay, now they want to really clean Edo State. But they won't do this. They won't do this because they need these boys to themselves. Some of these boys are their foot soldiers. Some of these boys are the people they are using to protect themselves. So when you give power to people like that, people that they see life as an opportunity, and you give them guns, I think they will do wonders. And that's the wonders we are seeing today. The wonders we are seeing today in those states, ranging from land grabbing and other social vices, is as a result of a failed government and failed traditional institution and failed parenting. We must not forget to add that. We must not forget to add failed parenting. Where parents of nowadays are not responsible, what do you expect the children? What do you expect the children to do? Where parents of nowadays are encouraging children, their child or children or their wards to do something because they think it is the order of the day. So if the government did not come up with a good policy, this thing will continue. That's just the truth. For some of our EA, even matter, I don't know if I have to speak Benin or to speak broken. We just talk about people where they carry people land for most of the year we not the year some of the things wey we dey talk wey dey pick am and also na the year dey clever but they go still like make we just talk am their way. For some of the year wey dey hear but dey pre ten d say they no dey hear our Igbo, wetin we dey talk about na about land grabbing for Edo State for Benin, whereby person go buy land finish, as before e turn back another person don carry the land who big pass am. Before you say make you talk, problem don start. They don dey shoot gun. They don make you run. They don start to dey beat you and you no get gun to shoot. Na for you to run comot, they go begin carry your land, sell. Dey cause problem everywhere. Na that one wey dey talk about today. Say how we go take stop am. Wetin we go fit take say government go do, we sef go do to stop this situation. I know say na very big, strong situation o. Na very big matter because if government hand no dey, e go still hard o. No matter wetin we do, e go hard. Na government na im get the power. Na government. That's why most times we no dey pity to talk to government the way we like because they no dey do things wey we want. They no dey protect us. Their own na to protect us before, protect our land, protect our life, protect everything about us. But no, them too don dey join. In fact, all these boys learn from government o. If we say make we look am from the other way, if government responsible, these boys go take start responsible because dem be ex ten sion of government o. Yes, dem be ex ten sion of government. Dem go form their own government knowing say dem be part of bigger government. So their own government, dem come dey form small government, small government. You don't get what you want to do them, because if you talk, then they settle the bigger government. Even if they know they settle with money, then they settle by sending them message with time reach. Then they settle by protecting some of them. If anything will happen, they will say, oh boy, see that person, see what they do, oh yeah. Then they mobilize. So then second get power because the government give them small power, small money, small gun. Then to now they change out to big gun. Would there be new ways of people to use big gun where government give? How government could they give individuals gun to say now to protect us? If not be police way fail. Eh? If not be police way fail, our government go carry gun, give individual for protection. It no work. What you call expect? This one not go school. It not learn hard work. Even those who learn hard work, they don't run comot. They don't enter the rainy business, land grabbing, or the other one where they press. Those where you will get something that they managed before, they can't discover all these things seems not to be working. They like, I go out there. They know they believe in labor in dignity anymore. They believe in getting it quick. And getting it quick, we all know what it means. Now, quick to grieve. When we were growing up, that's why I mentioned parenting. When we were growing up, we were taught the rudiment of dignity. We were taught that anything you do, you go get the result. We were taught of good names, keeping good names. If you carry anything, reach house, where your papa don't know how you take get na problem. In fact, you no go carry reach house, you go hide am or keep am for your friend now because they not see anything for your hand. But today, that's why I mentioned parenting. So we have a lot to do in this area because this land grabber, they are human beings. They grow for the community. Yes, they grow for the community. They are human beings like me and you. Forget say they sometimes they see they use that thing, they shine eye before they get power. Because most of them don't be ordinary eye, they think they work. So that will carry us for another topic, drug abuse. Because that thing also don't they eat into now waiting government never they see now. Make I digress a little. Let me digress a little. Government is not seeing the rate of drug abuse in our community, and it's going to cause a lot of havoc. The way our boys, girls don't really take a past boys. Yes, I can see. Lefties, go ahead.
This matter we raise so is a very viable matter. As I speak to you, Edo is a very big cartel for drug dealers. Not for any district. Major roads, Apapava, Orogene, Iyogbe, around the Sigi area there, Sakonba Road by St. Matthew. There are so many. With impunity, NDLA will come and go and collect the vet. And nobody is talking about those things. So the most painful thing is that our young boys and young girls are finished. Like I was told by my father, he said, even you won't pray for your enemy to go into drug. He said, drug is as bad as that. One of the worst things that happened to a man. Our young boys, young girls, I'm talking of teenage, another kind 17, 16, they are now into drugs heavily. They take cab. Once the thing is worrying them, they quickly take cab, they go and take it. A lot of issues are now happening. Now, the most honest part of it, this one is for everybody. Those of you who are in diaspora should give your brothers and sisters this message. Tukadeke drivers, without 70% of them, without taking drugs, they can't go on. They can't even enter their steering. You see them, they're already dead. They're not behaving as normal. They now have these Yoruba women who used to be selling agbo. They now sell hard drug, mix up, codeine and other stuff, mix up. They'll call it cushies. Our boys are not taking it. In Ring Road now, they start selling as early as 6 o'clock. They'll be selling. You see boys rushing it, girls rushing it. And our youth are going. They are the rate which they are going into drugs, prostitution. Not just talk about that. Benin is not a small Torino. What people now think in Benin is how to build hotel and guest house. And then the other area which we invest on, like agriculture, we have a lot to do with us. But that issue of drug, my brother, you raised, that is a life-threatening situation. We are in a situation of a rope, a hen who perch on a rope. The rope neither will rest or the end. That is the situation we are now in this state in terms of drug. Benin and Kano used to be higher. We are not dragging neck to neck. Not only that, the mosque, various mosque, Islamic institutions that are known in Benin, like the one at Ring Road, they sell drugs. They sell drugs. People just go there, they'll just steal the guy. The guy might be fixing shoe, might be fixing wristwatch, might be selling radio, might be selling all those petty articles. You just see some of our guys who just go close to them. At the end, they will just shake. The guy will just put it in his pocket, bring out money and go. Very fast. They are all over. They are doing it. So this is a very big problem we must try to resolve. And our elders, our traditional institution, the government should stand up tall. If not, raising children in this society now, as it is, my brother, is deadly at the rate of drugs. So that's for that, bro.
Yes, because I noticed it because I saw one video. Oh, I didn't even prepare that because I never thought I was going to talk about it. I saw one video of one young girl being molested over Yahoo. Yes. And she just said all the money I did make, now drug I use and buy. And me looking at her, she was not looking well kept, which shows that yes, it is true. You just made mention of Benin being a small Torino. Well, I don't know what to say about that because do I have to blame the girls? No. Yes, no. The economy today is becoming too harsh. It's becoming too harsh. I understand. That's why sometimes I don't want to really point fingers. The economy of today, some girls need care. Some of these girls does not have money to buy whatever they want to use. I can tell you something. Some open small shop to be able to make life earnings because of tax and not even waste. I witnessed one waste management made one or two shops they locked up. Instead of taking them to court, this was just a small shop. It does not debt make, no debt, nothing. See the bill they were bringing, and this person was not making that money. The person have to pay for shop, pay for electricity. Already will come, waste management will come, and this person was not making that money. This person need to close up such shop, and this person was a girl I know. She closed up the shop and relocated and left the area. Now, if you tell me if such person now got frustrated because that person was trying to do something for herself, but it was not working. Government was not encouraging such person. Now, if such person find her way negatively to such kind of being an errand girl doing wrongs, we will not say she's an ashawo. Though it is not a good thing because it's not the way out. It is not the way out at all. But I'm also trying to think like them, but not that it is good. It is not good. It's a bad name. It will not. I never say Ashawo will be 70 years now. It will show me a house where in our 70 years, say they are alive. Because those things that come into you, different spirits, different, and you see them go into drugs, and these things, they condemn you. They condemn you. The organs. You are going, you are dying. It's not going to help you. It is momentarily. It is momentarily. That's what we tell people. If you must last long, see, everything in life we do, there's karma.
There is.
There's something attached to our names. Everything we do, we think there's karma. The thing is attached to our name. It's there.
Yeah.
So talking about those Benin being what it is now, small girls self whenever they wait me they just make the thing just grow small. They don't already get such plan because they
They
feel
not
that's the
even
way
get
out.
anything for chest too. They also they not
Yeah,
get
they
something for
don't see
chest too.
say now hustle
They'll carry
some
big
of the
with on.
sister take make am. So that too don't they do practical. They feel say that the best way. They don't care about nothing. They feel say that hustle that be the best way because of poverty. But they forget say poverty no dey kill anybody. Poverty no dey kill anybody. Some people dey say
And they
poverty
kill.
na crime. Yes, I agree. Poverty na crime, but your dignity, your self-dignity is better. Nobody dey die of poverty. You fit dey just
Yes,
manage
sir.
it once a day. They dey think of way out. We were there before.
Yeah,
You just eat
yeah,
once a day or twice. But you dey think of possible things. You dey put effort. You dey take your time. They channel your time to something wey go help you. At the end of the day, you
yeah,
see light go dey come from somewhere because of your effort. You must do something. You must do something. You might not be rich per se. You might not be very comfortable per se, but you will not
yeah,
see yourself doing the wrong thing and you will be happy. Happiness is inside. It's not about money because if we ask those people that have money, you see that they are not happy. You see that they
yeah.
are not happy. So this, I think, our awareness. I don't know what Minister of Information. I don't know what they do for Edo State. Before now, we dey see that they go street to street, banner, carry motto. Now they are not even working
Yeah,
to help sensitize. They go schools. They try to talk to these small ones, catch them young, show them the way out. It's not
yeah.
easy, we know, but it still boils down to government. That's what I think. And for that area of our girls don't turn something for me. In fact, now
I
everything don't
think
turn something for me. The girls, the boys.
uh,
Now the
uh,
government,
uh,
now I told them, oh, now the government is the government that is turning everybody to something else. So frustration is real. Oh, not everybody gets that power to hold. Not be everybody, but not be the best way. Not be the best way. Yeah, you seems you want to say something. Go ahead.
you talked about government. Government actually has failed. But the question is that what have we learned from the previous mistake we have made? Are we not making worse mistake than the one we have made before? That's the thing. For me, I don't look at it on the other perspective that government has failed. It's the people who has failed themselves. They sustain themselves by their actions. You'll be here before now. In this state, including you, we wore apron for over 1 year when we were preparing for an election. Apron,
Yes.
don't sell your vote, cook your vote. What are they telling us when we are educating people from morning till evening? We took it upon ourselves. They will say, I pray, oh, me, I not collect money from vote. You remember? So
Yes.
when hyenas are elected to take off goats and the goats are consumed, you ask why. The kind of leadership we deserve is what we are having. Everyone in this country seems to be a problem. We are the problem in this country. If we have a good followership, who are those few leaders? Who are those few leaders? As small as we are at the point, have we not made impact? Look at Niger Watch. How many of us are in Niger Watch? How many members do Niger Watch have? Is it all to the population of the state? But don't you see the impact Niger Watch has made? Today, Niger Watch has talked about there's no light at Ring Road. There's no light in the street of Benin. Is the government office in the light now? We have talked about Niger Watch has raised several issues. The progress Edo is making now in land grabbing is as a result of the effort which Niger Watch family team has put together. You understand?
Yes.
The Igbo should also take their own stand to ensure that to ensure that they fight for their rights as people. You understand? And the
Yes.
ability to think. Are we really poor? We are not really poor. The poverty we have is mental poverty. A society who believes his money is the poorest society. Our people is so poor that the only thing they know is money. They don't lack self dignity. They feel money can do a lot of things for them. That is the point. The parents has failed us. Every institution has failed us. We are all government of our own. There's no fact about that. But can't we stand on our own? Can't we resist the way me and you were resisting? Do we ever obey every law in this country before you left this country? Do we obey every law? So those are the points. The people don't have interest in what is affecting them. If you are talking of Big Brother Nigeria, you see a lot of viewers. You see interest. If you are talking of matches, Arsenal versus UK versus Scotland, like that, you see interest. But Nigerians will not come and say, let's go and protest. They won't have that chance. They'll say they are busy. So he who did not have the time for knowledge, you prepare to bear the consequences of ignorance. And that is the bond we are bearing. That is for that. Our people need orientation. We need good advocacy among ourselves. So I can hold government accountable. See the advocacy on land grabbing that is going on. All community, as I talk to you now, some community they have issue. You mentioned Nigeria was name. They'll start resolving the matter because they see what is happening. That the organization will not stop at nothing until the last man is liberated on the issue of land grabbing. So those are the things we want everybody to have. They should start selling their vote. They should start calling their leaders for meeting. Instead of go when bad person call for a meeting, go don't even answer such meeting. Those are strong message. Instead of collecting money and singing praises, praise singers. And that is what have landed here also in this mess that we are going through today. That if I'm a mother, I'm a father, my son engaged in land grabbing, collecting full land that is building mansion, building hotels, I see nothing wrong with it, provided I'm benefiting from that negativity. There are parents who will say, no, my son, I can never ever in my life be part of such illegality. Those are kind of the message we need in our society now. Not just taking money. We are taking money to the level of God. And it's a big problem. Remember those days when we are small. Our father will tell us, my son, you are going now, don't go and spoil my name. Me, if I come from school, that time big barrel has serial number. Your parents
Yes.
will write the number, the serial number, the big given to you. As you come from school, they will turn your bag, they will check everything. They will check that big, they will look at the number, whether it tally with the one they give to you. My brother, may God help you. If the number not tally, oh, may God help you if you not tally. Where are those values? So the parents write exam for their children, pay for exams for their children. So it's a very tough situation we have found ourselves as people. So that on the later side, let us focus on the issue of land grabbing, we, which are the main topic of today. So that I expect other people to come inside the program so that we can discuss more intensively the way forward on how we can tackle land grabbing. You understand? Lend our voice so that we can get one or two clues to add to the existing one. Because I know that Nigeria Watch is currently working on cooking on something very important on how to ensure that we'll tackle these land grabbers so that there shouldn't be impunity that has to go with issues of land grabbing. So I think I need more people to also make contributions so that we can make progress. Because land grabbing is a very dangerous thing because it hinders progress in every society. Just imagine now you struggle so hard to raise money, and one idiot, I repeat, will just come and they tell you that the land is sold for you, that it's not the right land, that as it is now, go and bring additional 500 naira, 500,000 naira, so they can relocate it to another place. Just imagine. Those are fucking bullshit, brother. Fucking bullshit. So we must change society. We have declared in Nigeria that there's no hidden place for all land grabbers, no matter how powerful they are. Can they fight us? Let me tell you, any one of them will raise money and buy clothes for them or cook for them. They will not be able to eat it. But if they cook for, we will eat it. That's to show that our strength can match anything. if we are serious to fight this battle. And truly, Nigeria was have taken a stand and there's no going back. No matter how long it takes, we are going to crush them. And it's an order. And it's a message to all those bastards, all those nicompoos over there who have said that land grabbing, you continue to depend on that ugly trade. We are telling them now to have a routine that the lands they have collected from doing diaspora or Edo, both in diaspora and here, they should return it back to the various owner before nemesis catches up with them. Thank you very much. Hello, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, some people have been trying to call. I missed the number. I didn't put 9, 8, 8, 9. I just added the 9 now. So I think it's very correct now. You can call in. The phone is open. You can. I mistook the number before. It's 0809083638906. So you can lend your voice. We really need your contribution. I'm sorry I oversighted the number. I just didn't think it wasn't correct. I know I'm supposed to put plus, but I didn't even do that. But I just think you know what to do. It's a WhatsApp number. You can call in to do your contribution. Just as you have just said, orientation is good, but again, the people need to be ready to take it by themselves. The only way you fight injustice is knowledge. And the only way you get knowledge is sacrifice. You cannot get it, you cannot wait for government to come and give you freedom. Government in themselves, they are not ready to give anybody freedom because they don't want you to have freedom. Because they want to accrue everything to themselves, which is not supposed to be so because they know you don't have knowledge. By the time you have knowledge, you discover that we are not supposed to be talking, 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 talking. Most of these things we are saying will be reduced to the barest minimal, will be done in the secret. They've been bribed right from the one. You cannot argue that out. But it is very secret, highly secret. You can't, if anybody know you to take bribe, you are gone. It will not be
Yes,
something we are proud of. We've been having all this something that isn't too good right from day one. There's no perfect society anywhere in the world. Must have one pocket of itches and one problem or there. But the above all is the government doing it right? Does it have are they carrying these people, everybody along? Do they have are they patriotic? Because so far the people we have as leaders, they are not patriotic at all. When you say
yes,
patriotism, they don't think about themselves. They are thinking of what they are going to do that will last the community, the state, and the country. They are thinking of what they are going to do that will benefit everybody. They are thinking of, yes, if I do this, in 2 million years, it will be under my name that it was my time. They are thinking of something to that's patriotism. But today we don't have such people as leaders. All we have are pocket of structural adjustment. People that wants to go into leadership, all because they think leadership is an opportunity for them to get rich. And the moment they get there, anyhow they get there, it does not matter. The moment they get there, they become the king. They become very wealthy, and nobody's holding them accountable. And as such, this is having a negative effect on our youth, on our semi-growing youth, because when we're growing up, we had just few of these people making negative noise, and we were told that it is negative. It was negative. So most of us, many of us didn't want to follow those negative um, way. We try to, inside hunger, we're still trying to strive to be a better person. We didn't carry gun. We didn't want to say because we grew up in a market, we must smoke and all that. Because though smoking is not bad, but the company will tell you it's dangerous to your head. For the company to tell you it's dangerous to your head, you know what it means. It might not be now, but we're talking about later. So the people, you and me, need to be ready to stand up We must be ready to stand up to fight. Nigeria Watch cannot just do it alone. Nigeria Watch is trying to sell this information. Yes, I think we have one caller right now. Israel. Israel is calling. Israel, talk to us.
Because this WhatsApp was not going before.
Yes.
I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
All right.
We are sorry about that.
Good evening. No, it's all right. Good evening, viewers. I just wanted to throw my little contribution to this issue that you guys are discussing. Well, thank you very much for you, both of you and leftists, with this thing you come up with. My contribution goes like this. First of all, we've been hearing a lot of this land grabbing and the PPI law that the governor is trying to set up right now. First, our system. I've been singing with this system. The first thing the government have to do, each time we set up a law, you see that we don't respect it. Most of these youth, they don't respect it. You know why? Because the independence of the judiciary is not guaranteed. Mr. Leftist, you agree with me that there is the independence of the judiciary is necessary, right? Now, if you set up something like this and the judiciary is not independent, one or two person is truncating whatever judgment they have done, or somebody having one or two persons inside. Whenever you set a case, nothing is going to be done. So when they have this panel, be an independent, panel with no affiliation to anyone, as affiliated to the government. So it's an independent committee. You see that anything they come up with is going to be of a success. Because right now, the panel they open for this one for Koromi matter is still pending. So it shows that there's nothing still going ahead. We need to have a panel that is not affiliated to the government entirely. These are independent bodies that will see into this affair, because it's not becoming a poisonous thing in our society. Because nobody wants to adhere to the rules and regulation of the state. So by the time we have such thing, I think, or use one or two persons to make an example, all of them will go and sit down. And another thing is not turning into a political issue, whereby party A will use it and say, Munda, don't worry, my people. If I come out, I am going to use this. And it's also seen as a voter suppression. People should be aware of this. The voter suppression is they use it to suppress the voter, to control you so that you can seek to buy to their own political parties. If these two parties that are in power, they are not able to do this thing correctly, it shows that both of them has failed. What is the next solution? The solution is to make sure that you advocate for another political party to come into government. You are not going to create a political party. Vote on a political party. If you vote on another political party, you are going to see that all these people that are coming out and saying, this one and that one, I have this, I have that, they are going to keep quiet, because that system, that party is going to change everything from the grassroots. Put in new people that are going to see their face in the law. Put in new people that are going to be passing out the bills so that it becomes law. And make sure that the police do their job. Any commissioner that comes to the state that is not able to do their job, it is the duty of the governor to say, okay, this is not what you have been put. Then the IG should be notified, because the right people are not in the government. It's not that they are not in the government, but there are some people inside the government that is trying to truncate the government. So it now becomes like a tit for tat game. All this one that will come, and I may do this one, Mona, they see people, I am doing this, all these are all voter suppression. Be careful. People should be careful. You are not the law enforcement agency. You don't have the right to be coming out and say this one is this one, this one is that one. You think people, how many people in diaspora have you seen something like that happen here? The government will deal with you, because the system is already there for you to follow. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes,
Hello?
I can hear you, Israel.
So all this one that we need, all these things that need, they are things that need to be put in place. They should be put in place so that people will listen. Because laws are, we understand that laws are rules of action established by an authority. An example is a state. And this is what we have it. By the time these people, you put this law there and these people are not following it, you deal with them. You deal with, otherwise we are going to be seeing this one. They are going to be using it as a political shenanigan, a political campaign. This one we say now we they do one. Don't worry. If you vote for us, all these people will clear them out. You have been in power for decades. And this thing has been happening for decades. So why can't you put the right people on ground? It's because you are not putting the right people on ground. You have been giving these people, giving power because these people, you say, he worked for me. You go and put him there. Then you expect that person to come and work with the law that you put in place. It's impossible. So this is the problem. Unless these two political parties, even if they know what they are doing, if they cannot do it, then vote on another party and remove them. You see that all these elements will leave there. Because when a new party, see what happened for Anambra, let all those people come and change it now. You will see that things are going to be running fair. Fine. Because these people will tell them, we don't want this nonsense again. Somebody crying on election day and say, and they will come and meet you, madam, take small money and we'll go do this. We are tired of you. We cannot continue this thing. Our country, our society is not growing. You are suppressing them. We need another party to run the affairs of government. Simple as that. And they change it for them. So story is finished. As I made the end in the film, am I sure? We cannot show it again. The movie is finished. Now keep posts. Now to keep posts. Now we'll call the night come out. So we need to tell them enough is enough. This is important. Nobody wants to come. How can you come out and say, now wait, this one, because the system has been like that. Who are you to be coming out? So we need to we have to set the standard straight to them. We are not stupid anymore. You see, put in the right political party, tell them what to do, give them an ultimatum. If you don't do well, the next 4 years, that is my contribution, my brother.
Thank you very much, Israel. Yes, you just made mention of alternative government. We should be thinking of alternative government, just like a way to check this. Yes, just the way it happened in Anambra. It happened in Anambra because one, Anambra people are like we in Edo. When we believe in one thing, we hold that thing strong. So I know we in Edo can still do this if we want to do it. So that's why we need enough sensitization. We need to start talking to people. They should forget these people that come around to say, take, vote for me. They should forget them. Anybody that is giving you, say, take, vote for me, it does not mean well.
This is what they are doing.
Yes. Anybody that comes to say, take, vote for me, he wants to take your future.
Yes.
He's buying your future from you. He's just buying your future from you. So, alternatively, that is the truth. Everything, I've said it before, everything in any economy depends on government policy, and the government is set. Now, you just made mention of judiciary. Do we really have a judiciary? We don't have judiciary. The judiciary is part of the government. They are not standing on alone. The judiciary, they are parlaying the government. Somebody else is trying to reach us. Okay, let me take this person's call, Israel. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, okay, I hear you loud and clear. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mr. Ken from UK.
Okay, Ken, go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, you know, this is an interesting program anyway. You know, in a situation of Edo State, the problem is the system. A system is faulty. You know, if a system is faulty, I think it's that case is a difficult situation. You know, in a situation whereby people will be painting black to be white. You see somebody who is an Agbero, you will not say, let us give him the mandate to be a leader. And people will be clapping hands. People will be praising. What are you praising? Why are you praising such an element? You'll be praising. People will say, is this, is that, is this, is that. We should stop that. The system is faulty. The only way we can be saved in that state is the system. Let us put the right thing. Let us do the right thing at the right time. The community head. You see, a situation whereby somebody will say, is Kahir, I don't know how they mention those names, is this one. You see him selling land, taking people's land. He can sell one land to 10 people. He said we'll go and build a hotel. You know, the government, when they want to do election, the sole government, the sole politician will still go and meet that same evil element. Because he has the money, because he have the crowd, you know, they'll go and meet him. He help him to campaign and rig election. And after the election, he keep on doing it, that same evil, that same oppression. The government now will not find it difficult to go and correct that kind of person. In a situation of Edo, if the government is sincere and the leaders, the elders, the Ojoweres, if they are sincere, you think this problem we are talking will be a thing of the past. We may talk from here to next tomorrow without that system be changed. Agboroism. I don't know why that state, they do like Agboro. Agboro. Someone will say, yeah, he can change this. People will be clapping. That person, he need to do restitution. I'm not going to mention it. Let them do restitution first. They will not say, okay, let's go, brother, the youth. This thing I have involved in. It's not good though. Don't go there. We'll not see changes in him. He will not say, okay, yeah, he has repented. Now a situation, you have hidden agenda, you'll be saying, yeah, that community is this one, that community. Who are you to be condemning community? Whereas you are into it. You cannot be in a glass house who be throwing stone to people. That is the situation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. If I hear you well, you are talking about the interview, the debate of a Friday, where somebody came, Tony Kabaka, to stand and say he's trying to help Edo State. Now, you are now saying if you must help Edo State, you too must first of all come up with a clean hand. It's like when Nicodemus came to Jesus by night to ask Jesus, sir, how do I go into heaven? Then Jesus told him, go back and sell everything you have, give it to the poor, and come back to me. Then it's going to be very difficult for the head of a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. You see? So Nicodemus did not come back because he loved the world and enjoyment. So if you really want to serve, I was talking about being patriotic. If you really want to really serve Edo people, Nigeria at large, if you want to really serve the people, shouldn't be about yourself. You go naked for people. That is the way it works. You want to see the best thing done. Every cowboy is being accounted for. Anything go away anywhere, you follow it with issue. Maybe it's just ants that move away from the line. You carry armor car to follow ants. When people see this kind of reaction, I tell you, you see that the sixth term itself will regulate itself. You don't need to be telling people. They see it. Okay, for example, you just take one dirty human being away from Nigeria, take him to America. This is somebody that will lick ice cream and throw it anywhere. Give him ice cream to lick. He will not throw it anywhere because there's no dirt on the ground. You don't need to tell him. Well, we know this. You look everywhere, it's clean. And you look ahead, there's dustbin. You go and throw it by yourself. You go and put it in the dustbin. Because the system has regulated itself and the system is working. That is government. So all we are still talking about is still boils to government and how do we really change this government. Just like Israel Sabota has said, we should be thinking of something different. We should be thinking of coming up with an idea of people with selflessness, people that are really ready to serve. Not somebody you will give office today who goes to church and give a tithe of 1 million. He has not got it yet. Yes. You give one appointment today, he goes to church and give tithe a whole big party with killing cow because now he thinks I'm now giving a space to be a king. He's going to eat you die raw. He's going to finish our money. These are some of the things we see. It's God that do it. So it's God that did it for you to start killing people, collecting people's money, blood money. So actually, everything we be saying, it all goes to policy, government. If the government of the day is ready, just like we always be pointing Edo State, because that's our state. That's from there you go to, so like we cited Anambra people pick Abga, a different party level, because they just got tired of this APC, PDP, they are all the same thing. In developed world, you hardly see somebody cross carpeting. If you have an idea, you know this idea is going to work for you. You become a party member because of the ideology of the party. Why not make you think? Again, you now go to the other party with another idea. Can you see what is happening? The APC PDP thing, they are the same thing. We can make example. Our governor he came in as APC, not PDP. And when he was APC, he's condemned PDP, give them different name. Now he's there. What does that one show us? What does that one tell us? Israel Summit also talks about judiciary. Judiciary cannot stand on its own because right now they don't have their autonomy again. One, they depend on government, court for me. And as such, when you are there, you want to parley government for favor. And as such, you do their bidding. That's why we are saying the office of the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice cannot be the same. Attorney General is judiciary. The Commissioner of Justice, you are doing government bid. So you cannot stand as the judiciary to fight government and you are still working for government. You see the problem. We need to really change our system. It's not really working. Everything boils down to collapse of government, collapse of our leaders, and the greediness of some of our followers and some of us. I will say some of us, because if we have this knowledge, how many leaders do we have? How many in Nigeria? How many people are leaders compared to the many of us? So we really need to make up our mind. We should stop crying wolf. Unless we make up our mind, we cannot change the system. Unless we, the people, you see, they're coming to beg you. They want to use you. They know without you, they cannot be there. You are their ladder. I don't know. Their ladder. The way they use it to climb, they throw you away. So if you know you are their ladder and I'm coming to use you to climb, at the moment I get there, I'll throw you away. Why do you allow me to use you to climb? Why would you allow me? So we actually need to start talking to our people. Our teachers also must learn how to start to groom, because this it has to start from it's not going to be very easy. They need to start to talk to this our children, tell them this is wrong. But even when you tell them it's wrong, they are not seeing the report of wrong, the aftermath effect. Somebody say is wrong, is walking on the street holding AK-47, is living a large life, having cars, big house, without having a company, without working for nobody, without suffering. All he can do is cross your heart, kill, cross your heart, beat anybody. You'll be giving money. And you think this want to do that? They don't like go to Sabi. They see it as the only way out. So it's still point down to government. Our government, we need to think start thinking of how to get out of all this mess we are. And it is in our hand. So the alternative is to look the other way. Look for people that are credible, vote people that are credible. Let's start to look at characters. Let's not look at money. Let's start to look at character before you say, I want to follow this person. Does the person have the needed character? Is he patriotic? Has he stolen before? Is he a thief? What is he doing? What contribution has he done to the society? What is his idea? You don't need to go to school. Let's not just say it is education, because education, one of education is exposure. Well, but sometimes with common sense, you can expose yourself. Oshomola didn't go to school, but he's a very good orator. He speaks English as if he went to university, because he has a common sense and an interest. So he grew on it. So it's not really all about schools. Education is the key, but I just want to try to also look at the other side. For those people that didn't go to school, they can still do something good with this common sense. Before now, you see people that didn't go to school. They are paying people that went to school. Either they have a farm, they'll look for an accountant, they'll look for a manager. They didn't go to school, but they have company. They were able to grow and employ those people that went to school to better their company with the knowledge they've acquired in school. So we can still all do it together if we want. It's about the people. Let me quickly answer somebody here from the comment section. This person he said the two people in the panel is bearing leftist. Let me quickly correct that. Leftist is not a name. I can see somebody say, I guess it's a name. Leftist is not a name. Leftist is an apparition. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's like the whole people are going right. I can say government is rightist. So people antagonizing the government, the few ones that are saying, no, this is not right. What you people are doing is not right. They become the leftists. If you go to your dictionary, just type the leftist. It will tell you the movement is an idea. So we were comrade. We were naturally comrade, calling ourselves comrade. But we decided to take leftists because of people like Oshomole, Kabaka, and others. We saw them abusing the name comrade. We were all answering comrade before. So we now decided to say, no, this comrade is a disgrace now. These people are staining the name comrade. So we now change to leftist. We want to be different from that comrade, because now the good and the bad are bearing the same name. They are not bearing the same name. So when I say I'm comrade, comrade, that's all this comrade be. So we now decide to go into the left movement idea. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's not a title. It's not a title. It's not. Okay, we have a caller. Let me quickly take this caller. Good evening, and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Osage from North America.
Okay, Osage, you're welcome. You can come in with your contribution.
I've been listening to. I just came in and I've been watching you guys and the guys calling in as well.
Okay.
The truth is, without the truth, we can't go nowhere.
Okay.
If you watch, the only people who can say the truth to today, tell the truth to, are the government, because they are liberal. I can say Obaseki is this or that now. He's not coming to arrest me. He's not going to send people after me. But you see, when people call, they'll say, I don't want to call names. We still live, we are all deceiving ourselves, so to say.
Yes.
Let me go back to our tradition. That's where the problem is. You see, people just say, oh, we're not who. It's only God you can't criticize. Even that same God will still ask God question, why me? Here in Canada, the British government, the Queen, still rules over us. let me use the word role. Because the way they do it is, even when the power the queen has here is the power his family has. His son comes here, his grandson comes here, they're going to honor him, they will honor the queen. But even at that, I as a Nigerian here, as a citizen, can criticize the queen. And if I'm able to convince the people, that case will be taken off from my constituency, from there to the maybe the federal level. But in our state, in Benin, I'm not just really saying the upper. Now, let me not say the upper because I think I have experienced what it means to be at the top too. There was a time I came to Nigeria, I was 2000, I was working in my father's house. I called the guy to come and fix a collapsible gate, behind the slide door. The guy did it. When I came and I saw it, I wasn't happy with it. I told him, this is not what I asked you to do. Instead of this guy to start explaining, he was just trying to, he had some little muscles, let me call it that way.
Okay.
He was just trying to be tough and say, God, I'm so you tell me. I said, but I was just trying to explain to him, but he was not ready to listen. So some of my area boys, they started tapping him. Now, bros, they talk to, I told them, please, you guys leave him alone. So after the guy finished, my mind is, because I keep telling people, when you already achieve a little thing, you should be very careful. When you have something to lose. Some of these guys, they don't have anything to lose. I don't know if it's an armed robber. It could be a weather. I would think I can arrest him now. Tomorrow you hear something happen to one guy from Europe. You won't know what happened to him. So I'm always very careful. I said, let him go. The following day, my junior star came to me and said, brother, hey boy, I know there. Not gonna tell you where. Or the specialist. I said, what happened? I want more, man. Yeah, and I go to look where a Brussels guy go. So when I found out, I called my junior brother. I said, why? They say, oh no, bros, because of you, we keep quiet to do. But this time, that small guy will come here, come they insult you, they talk to you anyhow. Just imagine if that guy has been killed. People will say, that guy from Europe, these are the oppressed. So people want to get favor from you without you even knowing. They do things in your name. That's how a lot of people have done things in the name of the Oba and the palace. But that does not, that will not stop us. That is not supposed to stop us from saying the palace has done this. So the Oba will not say, no, I have not done that. I want you away, man. But nobody talks. The Oba doesn't know. How come the Oba has children? He has brothers and sisters. His wife has relations. They all watch social media. If you spit in the gate, the Oba will hear. So not until we say the truth, because we keep deceiving ourselves. It's not like that anymore. You won't heard the secretary the other day say, if you have any issue against what's it called, go to the police. Then when the palace was like the Astro Rock, that's when it was like no matter how tough the matter is in Nigeria, so it's going to end up in Astro Rock. Not until we start changing these narratives, we keep deceiving ourselves. Oba Yatos Ewebo. One Oba cannot claim a land in Eastern land. You see, this thing has a way of working with our psyche. So not until we start saying the truth to the power. This is not about disrespecting the Oba or abusing the Oba. No. Let's call it what it is. No matter what the governor is going to do, not until the Oba stand on his foot, nothing will happen. But everybody will blame the government. Let me give you an example. When Odubu was appointed, when they just announced him to be the head of NDDC, even when he has not gone, when he has not been sworn into the office, what did he do? Just after announcement, Odubu took his gang. One of the closest was Kabaka. They went to the Oba Palace. As if you have won a lotto. Is that the way it's supposed to be? A PhD order from the United States, hanging out with Kabaka, sitting close next to him in the Oba Palace, in the front of the Oba. What would have happened? Immediately, if he had been sworn in, he's going to take a huge chunk to the palace, so that when anything is going to phone calls will start happening. Maybe the Oba will call one Emir, or one Alafi, or one Yo, this my boy. This is how they run the system. So when we keep saying government, yeah, government has their own fault. But when it comes to this land grabbing, I will tell you 95% rest in the palace. You see how every community run to the palace every day in Benin today. Every community, nearly every week. And when they go back, they still keep on fighting. They know the Oba cannot do anything, not because they think he cannot do anything, but they know he's not going to do anything. So not until we start saying the truth to the power, and the power I'm talking in this case now is our palace, nothing will change. Because there's an extent the government will go to tomorrow. When people say, away, the only reason away was kicked out of the palace was because EFCC already picked that guy up. And they know if they don't disassociate themselves with him, from him, something will happen. If not, the way will still be raining. So, no, don't deceive, let's not deceive ourselves. No, until EFCC picked up that guy has been raining for the past few years. People say, Oba don't hear, but Oba don't get children, he don't get friends, he don't get relation, he don't get wives, the wives don't get relations. So, my brother, we keep see, I like the way the social media has been able to build us up now. I see everybody talking every day. Each time I watch, I just laugh. The people who come out in this model will say, when God, Saroba is there, Oba is our God on earth. This is not a disrespect. Let's not use those societal cliches that change our side. Oba is no God. He's the king, is the king. You don't plus, you don't add, you don't minus. He's a king, he's a king. But the moment you start saying, Osaloba Ima Otago, there's no Osaloba Otago. Let's say it the way it is. Your father is your father, your mother is your mother. So that's just what I want to add, my brother. Not until we start saying the truth. All this we are saying, go and bring Obama to come and rule Edo State. The palace still remain the way they are. He's going to fail. It's painful. I fought somebody in Europe in 1991 because of the palace, because of this our friend Oba. I was a classmate with that guy Rediawa, and Oba is cousin. We all went to school together. I was opportuned to meet our president Oba once, and I knew the way he spoke. So right from that first encounter, I just have a kind of a different impression about him. We were at a gathering, 1991 in Europe. Somebody was saying, no, I can't wait to see for club. I know the guy was trying to be mounting. I said, don't go there. You know how we Benin, we are very passionate. We can die. That's the way it used to be for somebody like. But for today, forget it. I still respect the palace because that is our kind of that's the only thing we can hold on to as a group of people. But it's so sad that the whole trouble in Benin today, even the political issues, problems, emanate from the palace. Let me give you another instance. What happened during the reign of our late Rediawa? There were two chiefs from the palace. They are alive today. If they are able to watch this program, they will know. They left to go and meet the former governor of Okorosha. Then Okorosha was, I think, in the same party with Buhari. So he was going out for presidential candidate. These two chiefs went and met Okorosha and said, Oba says they support you. I'm telling you today, because the person who drove them there was my cousin. The Rediawa never knew about this field. These chiefs I'm talking about, that they should be in their late 80s. They are still the palace there. They went to meet Okorosha. Our Oba says they support you. Okorosha gave them a very fat check. On their way, they were trying to give my cousin, my cousin said no. But I tell you, the Oba never sent, Oba Rediawa never sent that message. Those are what these little boys copied. Owe grew up in the palace. He couldn't have learned anything he was doing from the street. But a lot of chiefs has been doing this around our Obas. Let me say from the radio that I know. So that's where this boy learned everything he exhibited. So when they say, oh, where is this? Oh, where is that? I'll laugh. More cocoa where? You know, so please, if there's any way we can say the truth to the palace, if you want a no problem to solve, a no problem. Without saying the truth to the palace, we go nowhere. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. You see, when I started, when we started this presentation, I said we have two institutions, powerful institutions that can really do great help to whatever we've been talking about. I made mention of the government, and I made mention of the traditional institution, because these are, and we from Edo believe more on our traditional institution. So you just help me to portray what I've just said. But the only area I don't want to agree with you is we have a custom and it's already there. Our ancestors have been saying it, Oba, our God. So we won't say not be our God, our small God, because our king, then our protector. In the days of old, our protector. And anybody they protect you, that your God. If you believe in Jesus Christ as your God to protect you, he's your God. Even me, I can call myself small God. So
anyway, in that sense, you might be right.
Yes. So I don't want you to look at it from that area. No, it's not. Yes, you have said exactly what you must say, because it is the truth. Most times, the palace is not, Oba himself is not aware of some of these dealings. Most times, he didn't send them. But that does not mean that sometimes it's not, it does not hear words. But sometimes it may not hear, no, it does not come out. The people around it that give him information will lock up because they've all collected. Yes, it's like a mafia thing in his own domain. We have mafias.
You got it right. That's just it.
He has mafias.
Mafia kind of setup. You see, where we're still getting it wrong now today, sorry to say, my brother,
yes,
is that, you see, like you just said, in those days, let's not deceive ourselves. We are in a new era. It's an era where one little boy in Benin tomorrow, if he's well endowed academically, before his 20s, we get a job from Benin there in Microsoft in the US and be earning about $3,000-$4,000. I have a friend, brother,
okay,
working with Microsoft in the US.
My brother Ken, I think somebody is trying to call. Okay, the thing has gone off. Somebody is trying to reach me. I think we should give opportunity to somebody else to talk. Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. Is well carried. Yes, let me go to comment. Let me acknowledge some people here. Yes, Johnson, I've answered your question. Johnson Emmanuel. I can see Michael. Michael, thank you. I can see who again? Sophia Papa. Sophia Papa, thank you. Like and share. I can see again who are in Wajoful everywhere. Vivian Darus. Now, well done, though. Cool man, cool moon. Man, moon be not a hot. This your name is really cool moon. Moon is always cool. Thank you. Israel. I know you. You know Naija watch yourself. I can see Yamu Maris. I recognize you. Who else again? I can see Isaac King, Don Isede, and who else again? Okay, I think that's all for now that I can see. But somebody was trying to call. You can call in again. I think the line is free now. So he just spoke something. He must always say the truth. Oh, okay, now let's take this call. Yes, callers. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Joshua Aye, I can see you. Aya, yes, I can see you. Good evening. Yes, caller, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Mr. Murray. I'm calling from the US.
Okay, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I've been listening to your program and I thank you for your insight.
Thank you very much, sir.
You see, I salute the courage of the last caller. This is what I always say on this program. We cannot continue to shy away from the truth, and the truth will start coming back to haunt us. There's a limit to which you can suppress the truth. I don't know, I view people, I wish everybody could see things from the perspective of the last caller. The problem is clear. I listened to Israel when he was talking of bringing new people, the new political party, and see, all these things are very okay. we talked. I want to restrict myself to the land grabbing issue. My brother, if you look at the scenario, we are shying away from the truth. We leave up death and pursue shadow. We try to paint things the way they are not. It is not moving us forward. And as the government, they have their own problem. They have their own fault. They have their own. This is one thing I said from Obasaki from beginning. Oh, this guy is not irregular. The professional.
Hello. Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. When sir, he came through the opposition. He was in DC then. So he empowered. He he didn't have police and military on his side, so he has to groom these people to be his foot soldiers, which was wrong though. He wanted his own protection in his own primitive way. So when Obasaki was coming, I was so happy that Obasaki is coming from background that is not a career politician. So I'm still hoping that Obasaki will be able to turn a lot of things around. But don't forget too, like the last scholars said, we are company. We should also be able to separate democracy from monarchy. The pre-colonial era is gone. A lot of things in the pre-colonial era.
We're having network problems.
The house we are causing to ourselves is even more than what government is causing to us. I give you an example, my brother. I don't like trying to withdraw issues. Let's see it the way it is so that we can have solution. We can continue to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Only a madman does that. My brother, I give you an example. We will say, any criminal will always be cautious the way he deals with things that have to do with the balance. True or false, my brother? Everybody knows that. Every adult man, whether from Awuchi, from Puma, from Edo State, everybody will be cautious. I give you an example. From history, we learn what happened to Onyerekule for trying to do certain things. We learn what happened to Ali for trying to do the right thing. Now, this is Obaseki. I give you an example. We're talking of land grabbing. My brother, how come 99% of land grabbers of the NHS or Gangeles are appointed from somewhere? How come if the appointment, if the method by which they are appointed is faulty? Or if all of them are land grabbers, they are cultists, it means there's something wrong with the way they are appointed. Why not look at it from that angle? If, okay, for example, you are the CEO of the Nigerian world. If anybody representing in the field are busy collecting brand, people will look at you like, what kind of integrity do you have as a human being? Am I right or wrong?
That's correct.
Everybody is saying they are collecting brand. They will not look at them and know, okay, I give you a vivid example. You have a bank called Leftist Internet. Every branch you have, all the managers are taking money for your customer. They are stealing from your customers. They are pilfering money from every customer. Every branch you have, all your managers are corrupt. People will not. They will look beyond your manager. They will talk. They will look at you as no. They will look at the integrity of your bank. I don't know if I'm making sense here.
Yeah, making sense.
An example, my brother. Okay, I give you an example that just happened in our time. Obaseki came. There was a law. Everybody applauded it. Even our traditional institutions applauded the law. Against land grabbing. They call it private property, do whatever. My brother. So, which estate have we been able to? Okay, we said it wasn't working. The Obaseki came with annoyance one day to say, hey, this have to stop. This animalistic tendency. This primordial interest and primitive way of life has to stop. Now, what did you see the following days? People gathered themselves. That thing, that action of Obaseki wanted to take was strictly for Gangeles and Niches. My brother, how can Miss Kasivo, what I used to know, when you have problem in the community, you go to these people. If you don't want to go to court, going to court. Because if you make them to swear, people will be running. If you carry the Bible for them to swear, everybody is going to swear. That is giving a politicians power today. If you tell them to say, you see them running away. The truth will come out. Now, what we used to know about traditional rulers, head of communities, those days, were people of, integrity. How come 99, if not 100% of them are not corrupt? You look at the way they have been appointed. You look at their master. You look at what is happening. My brother, when Obasaki came up with that issue of Okagere must be dealt with, the following day, what do you see now beneath it? You saw protest to the palace. That even our Edo people, my brother, we have to be careful with our tradition, the way we treat our tradition. We must be able to separate democracy from monarchy system of government. God at the days of pre-colonial era, our people, even when they are professors, their traditions are still, they are still overwhelmed. They train with their education, at the detriment, of the masses for the tradition to reign. But okay, if somebody came up to say we have to implement this law, we cannot just promulgate a law. When people are killing people, forcing people to take their property, my brother, the next day was shocked. People mobilized. You could see the protest in Benin. He was doing it to slight the palace, my brother. And a lot of people were buying into that foolish idea. A lot of educated people, if you mention it, they want to hit you. They tell you, Oyomba, you are this, you are that. My brother, if we continue like that, we're only deceiving ourselves. Look at the issue of killings today among communities. Do you know how many communities come to palace a day? If people that are saying palace is not away, do you know how many people that protest to palace every day and you're not watching social media? Thank God we don't need that TV, we don't need the channel, we don't need the NTA before we can get those things done. Because things are moving forward. We cannot continue to live in the dark days. Pre-colonialism is gone and it's gone forever. People must realize this. Obanyanto, I believe, that was the era when the palace was like Castle Rock. So everything tradition there, anything you have to do, the government of the day then was the palace. These are gone beyond that level. Obaseki, people are just ready to pitch Obaseki against the palace by any means possible. To achieve political popularity. My brother, why will somebody say people are protesting to say it was against it? My brother, in a society like that, we'll continue to talk and talk and talk.
We'll get tired of talking, nothing will change.
Nothing, my brother. You see, I'm even thinking of somebody coming to the program because we can't continue to talk. We must be talking of the solution. What's the way forward? We can't continue to pretend as a people. Our pretense, our sentiments are too much. Especially among our people, the Benin people.
Yes,
we say we are educated. So our education is not enough.
I agree with you. I agree with you. We must not keep talking. We must think of solution. So what do you think is the solution? What do you think is the solution? Because we're also here to talk about solution, to prefer solution to matter. Just like we've been trying to prefer solution to this matter, but we're also looking at the clauses surrounding the solutions we are preferring. So we're now hanging it on government because the two institutions you are talking about now is the same people we hang our solution on, our government and our traditional institution. Just like you have said, it is true that we cannot say that the palace is not aware of some of these issues, but we cannot be too sure. People go to palace. I agree. I have said something. I am not trying to defend the palace. I am not at all. But I am looking at the mafiaism. They can come and the monarch head is not to receive them. People receive them. Somebody is going to tell the monarch head, these are the people that came, this is why they came. Why they could also manipulate and say we are handling the matter and give false information. So I am not saying, because if you watch, it is the monarch head that took it upon itself to establish the PPP. It was not really government. He called government to say, no, enough is enough. He gave government opportunity to say, okay, this is what we think we should do to stop this land grabbing. But what did the government do? The set of people that was there. If you remember, the first chairman was the former IGP, Solomon Arese. Do you know he resigned to protect his name? He resigned to protect his name. He wrote a letter to protect his name. Why he comes once? Yes, he resigned to protect his name. Because do you know what was happening in that committee? It was like giving meat, goats to lions.
Exactly.
And this was from government angle. Now, the monarch has given it to government. So why is the government not actually now thinking of way out? Because they still have this sympathy, this sentiment na my person. Because the people in that committee, some senators, the people were even the overall, the of all land grabbers.
Yeah.
So how would such committee, how would you select such people and give them such position?
Yeah, my brother, if you listen to me when I started, I said I expected a lot of things. I'm still hoping though. I expected a lot of things from Obaseki to do different things differently from the career politicians. You know, he wasn't having his own killers.
Yes, for Obaseki, first of all, when he came in, he did something tragic. He did something almost every Edo people love. I am a very good person who is a very who criticize Obaseki every day. I criticize him because I have the right to do that. I want the best for my place. Yes. I don't want anything. But when he came, if you remember, when he came in, he dislodged some of these things he think will not be too good for Edo people. Agberoism. He tried to take them away from the system because these are exactly people killing the system. And the police is working with them. Nothing happens to them. They can kill out and go and settle the commissioner. It's no joke. Yes, he tried to dislodge these people. But later on, we saw him creating another small monster again. You see what I am saying? It then becomes same system we are talking about.
Like I said from the beginning, I'm not trying to exonerate the government.
Yes.
You know, completely.
Yes.
There must be a synergy. There must be a synergy between the traditional institutions and the government of the day.
Yes.
You know, they should not see themselves as rivalry. There should not be rivalry between the government of the day and the traditional institutions. Yes. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
There must be also the sincerity of purpose. This is the most important thing.
Sincerity of purpose. Sincerity of purpose, sir.
One thing and doing another thing. You say one thing for people to praise you, you go behind to do another thing. My brother, if you look at, I asked a question. 99, if not 100% of the Okangeles and the Images, they are land grabbers. It's the same thing we have in the political cycle. We have politicians that feel they can do anything. They tell you nothing they have. They have one money. They call Duroju. My brother, so after somebody one person be above the law? You know, because you feel you assisted the government to a man, one way or the other. We must, until we have someone that's ready to step on those, do something, and you know, it doesn't matter what will happen to him, we'll continue to remain where we are.
That name you make sure, name you just make sure. I think that name is Land Grabber himself. It's not even a land grabber. It's Land Grabber himself. I think he was one of the committee of PPP. Yes, I remember. Yes, I think I remember. So you see the issues you see some of the issues we are fighting. It's not really going to be very, very easy because the people are not ready to take the bull by the horn.
Exactly. Thank you, my brother.
The people.
Thank you, my brother.
The people are ready to take the bull by the horn. Things will not be like this. The people should need. That's why we say that's why we are thanking social media is giving room for so many talks.
People to talk.
Yes, people to talk, and so many are running away because they don't want bad name. I could remember a lot that stuff. Somebody is trying to call him. Okay, thank you. Let's also give this person a chance. Let's hear his contribution. Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Hello. Hello, please tell us where you're calling from. Tell us your name and where you're coming from. Oh, we lost that caller. Oh, no. Lost that caller. Just Well, we'll soon be running up because of time. Leftist Amos, yes, go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you very much. I want to respond to
Leftist, please, let's just take this call, then you can continue. After this call, we'll stop calls. Good evening, and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is
All right, thank you. You're welcome, sir. Good evening.
The other man, Mr. Leftist, if you don't mind, how are you doing, sir?
Leftist is greeting you.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir.
See, man, you asked the question just now about this land grabbing, the solution. Me, I'm only hard for the solution. I'm not to talk about it because we already know where this thing is coming from. You know, the guy that called before this last guy that just spoke with you, you know, I've already said it all. You know, we all know that some people are not doing their job, which is the Benin Traditional Council. You know, they are the one in charge of lands in the whole of the Edo State. You know, the government only can do little, and if they cross the boundary, you know, we the people will start tagging the head of the government, which is the governor, Uyomba, you know. So I think we should start providing a solution and say it out. Maybe one of these days, the traditional council, the government, they can see into it and implement it. Like, you know, what is going on in the world now, everything is digital now, like digital, you know. So this land says of giving it to some group of people in a community because they hail from that land, you know, they came from that community for them just to sell it. To start with first, this thing is wrong. You know, they will just sell all this land without no development. They will collect development fee. They cannot even build nothing, no infrastructure in their community. Tomorrow they all will be complaining that no road, we not get road to our community. You know. So meanwhile, they've all sold their land, collected all the money, do whatever they want to do, without their own effort to develop their community. You know, so I think the government and the traditional council should take this power away from them. You know, put this land in a proper use. Those that want to buy land, they must pass through it. What I mean, a proper channel. You know, if for example now you want to open a bank account, you know, you have to come with some proper documents and you know, go through the right source and you open your bank. Nobody's going to come drag with you that no, let me get that account, let me get this number. It has never happened before. You understand? So they should digitize everything that has to do with land. You go through the Benin Traditional Council, you go through the government, take the proper form, number all the lands in Edo State. All the lands, they should have numbers. You know? So if maybe they still want to use this on Inogi and the Okaigele, which is station, you know, they cannot do without them. They should make sure these guys should bring their workers, you know, do a biometry, take their pictures, open a website, you know, that we that lives abroad all over everywhere, even in a do day, can log in and say, okay, so land, this so area, I like to get land to this side, so I want to buy so land, you know. So from there, if you are buying it in an open space. You know, if Mr. P again wants to come and buy land in that same area, it's just to go online and say that they don't buy so this land, don't buy so this. Nobody's going to cheat anybody. You understand, my brother? So that is what I see. You know, but this in no case, this Okagela and the rest, they should all come for screening. What I mean screening is that it shouldn't just be appoint them in the palace tomorrow. We just hear that one Mr. A is Nogi, one Mr. B is your Kaili. We should all know them. Their proper profiling should be on the public domain. They should go for SSS screening. You know, whether is it DSS or SS, I don't know. Go for screening and make sure these are the proper people that can handle palace affair or land affair.
They shouldn't just be giving it to anybody. You know, so for me, that's one of the solutions that I think that can really solve this land issue in Edo State. You understand?
Thank you. We get you, but we are still talking about. Okay, we'll get one more call. Okay, I will respond to you, but let's take this call. After this call, I think we'll be rounding up. Thank you very much. Yes, let me take this call. I will respond to you, but let's take this call. After this call, I think Hello, where are you calling from? Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Sweden. My name is James.
Okay, James, go ahead with your contribution, sir.
My brother, you know, this topic is a very little topic, but it's very broad at the same time. The issue on ground when it comes to land grabbing is not today's problem. Those days when we used to have government, when Ogbemodia was, I think Ogbemodia or Ali, they foreseen this problem in the future. 1975, they passed a law and they banned the sales of land. So nevertheless, they did not say people cannot build a house. Because of that, one top building was built by a Kiosa market. I think that building was used. People don't even know the purpose of that building, but they wrote something there, BDP, a Banded Property Authority.
Yes.
So they were trying to establish a system that will enable people, if you want to take a land, you will go through a procedure, like one of your commentators said. So at the end of it all, those who want to sell land will go through, they will be the first to go through a process. You understand me? So, and at the same time, in the Ministry of Work and Housing, they were having Department of Survey and Department of Town Planning. These are the people who approve area to be built and how it should look like, the road, what the road will look like. They are involved. Today you have a government, since the military came in, they destabilized this land, and now we are being the military regime where people use force and power those who were influenced. So who have influence to use those power, whether they are civilian or whether they are military. And we now end up in a democracy. And since this democratic era, no difference has come to our table. And people were raised with this manner. And those same people are now our governors, they are now our commissioners. They don't believe in rule of law. They don't know how to tackle problem. What they believe is that you make law for those just to enforce law. These are colonial mentality. It doesn't work in anywhere. If you allow villagers to be selling land to people, there will always be problem. Okay, let us put that land sales aside. The villages that once lived peacefully side by side in the whole of Nigeria. There is a place even in these people, Isoko land, where villages they are already empty. It's not only Edo State, just because we take our hand to social media. If you go to Igbo land, they tell you what is going on there, you will never believe. These land were not surveyed. So ownership were not properly documented. Village upon village don't have boundary. Even Edo State and Delta were created on the behalf of Edo and Delta people. Today, Edo and Delta is having problem in some part of Orion because this land were not surveyed. They just draw a line and create a state for their own interest. The local government don't even have proper survey of their boundary. Okay, villages doesn't have proper survey of their boundary. Individuals cannot identify their ownership through any legitimate means to say, I am the owner of this land. So why can't we will definitely have problem? So all that we need to do, the risk is that the governor, as we speak today, because the problem that the Lokigbenedion was having in his time is not what Obaseki is having today. The problem of this country, of the whole world is changing. COVID-19 came, is creating problem. Insecurity is creating problem. Different things is emerging on a daily basis. So they need to see that and do things in a different way. I heard that he want to set a court. Does he have a power to set a court? He doesn't have it because he doesn't believe in rule of law. That's why he's saying he want to set a court. He should set up a system. The Ministry of Work and Housing is there to rescue us. If they are to be really, if they want to invest on those ministries, this problem will be solved. Because the people that are supposed to survey this land, they're supposed to be permanent to those ministries, not appointee. Because any government that comes in, let's say Lokigbenedion set it up properly. Today, if we have access to question those people about those land boundaries concerning villages, and from there we've been able to draw data. So for him now, for him setting up a court, my brother, let us be sincere. Why I say those courts is another disaster is this. We live in a country where only influence and personality speaks. If you have money, they will protect you. If you don't have, nobody will protect you. So the court is not going to save the common man. One way or the other, we are still going to face the same problem. Take, for example, if you sell a land to a person like Bob Iswa in Edo State, he has money, he has influence. And that same land, another common man came in and said, no, this land belongs to my father and it was given to me. And another person sold it to Bobizo. Can you go and drag the land with Bobizo because of that have set up a court? Yes, the answer is no. But if the ministry has identified that land, through Ministry of Work and Housing, has been surveyed. Because when we were growing up, if you can recall those that are matured enough,
Yes.
when our fathers saw a place where they put Bricon, they run away. Nobody near Bricon.
Yes.
Do you know the thing that was in somebody that tempered with Bricon? It's like you kill somebody. So look where we are living today. People don't even know what is called Bricon. They don't know pipe on what.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Still today, Edo State government cannot build a map of any village. He cannot be able to say this is one village we have surveyed this area. We plant this area for farming. We plant this area for timber planting. We plant this area for more development. It's not like that. There's nothing like that. It's okay. Where is the development coming from? From off air? Man, if I'm calling from abroad, a tree doesn't build a forest. Once the ministry is not there, it means the system is not there. Because it is the system that will help every one of us. And it is the system that is keeping us in this abroad that we are staying. If the system is faulty, you see the government, they go to parliament, they go and debate how to change it. Today, we don't have library in Benin again. He sold it. Does he really have the power as a governor to sell our properties and do something? The House of Rep never debated it. There are people that are supposed to oppose it from there. There are people that are supposed to support him from there. And then all of them will give their own reasons. This is how a country is being governed. You took a library away and set up Shoprite. Shoprite, the company you set up there, in abroad here, let them go and tell you how they operate this supermarket. Pure water, they said they account to the government. How will you even account for how will you be able to account for Shoprite profit? How is it going to benefit your people? No industry, they don't produce it. I don't really know the way they rule us. They govern. Look at this hospital also they sold. That is the only building that is left from the colonial master as far as it is concerned. If he is to value that building, does he know the value? They are bringing artifacts to everyone is that, diving in, trying to drag for it, this and that. But the truth of the matter, it is the Western people who value those artifacts. They that owns it back home. A lot of them don't even know the value. If he knew the value of those houses that is sold concerning that very hospital, he will never dare temper and sold that land or destroy that building. Because those tiny building you see here, that's why you see Oyibo, they live there when you go to some villages. You see house where they build with wood, with everything. They will never temper with it, but they can go and modernize inside. Because those things carry a lot of value. When strangers start coming like visitor authorities, they want to see the effect of those colonial, handprint of the colonial eras in this land. You don't have anything to show them. So you sold it today, you said hospital, another hospital is there with some reason. The library is gone. And the same time, people are killing themselves. You say you don't know why they are killing themselves. My brother, go and survey these villages. Go and gazette them. Invite the Ministry of Work and Housing. You cannot abandon it and be deceiving your people with development. Because the engineers that are supposed to develop Edo State, you don't even have them. So automatically, you are still going to run it the way Lucky Benejo have been running us. They did their own. Shomele has done his own. We clap for him. Look at those buildings. They are already rotted building. Now you are also coming. You are also doing your own from your offer. Everything is just governor, but the government is out. So when the system of a human being, for example, let us talk about, you say respiratory system. If respiratory system is having problem, the whole body will suffer. If blood system is not working well, the whole body will suffer. That's what we are facing. You can't take Ministry of Finance away the way you finance us, and you are pretending you are angel. What kind of angel are you? You can't take Ministry of Work and Housing away from projects that have to do with development and infrastructure. You tell me you want to create infrastructure. Who is going to maintain them? Who is going to certify them that they meet up code? Who is going to set up standard for those things? You as an accountant, or maybe you read economics. What do you know about engineering? You don't know anything. You can see why we will still remain in the same place. Let not be playing a card of blaming Oshomole, blaming everybody, blaming the traditional council, blaming this one. No, they should do things in a different way. The traditional council didn't hold them not to go and survey land. The traditional council did not hold them not to revive the Ministry of Work and Housing. The traditional council did not hold them not to revive the Ministry of Finance. They did not hold them not to revive the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education is just there for a building. They are not functioning well. If you ask them the number of schools in Benin, they don't know. Ask them the number of pupils in the social level, they don't know. Because the data are not there. They don't even go to school to go and inspect school. If they show video of some school and places of learning today, my brother, you will not swallow food. But the governor will just be the one in charge of money, just go there and say they are building it. While the ministry is totally out. You see? It doesn't work. Look at healthcare. You go to some primary healthcare center. You wonder how doctor is going to sit down in that place and work. To be frankly, to be sincere. Or not to talk of the nurses. Or not to talk of the patient. They just go there, the governor invests money. Which means the ministry itself is out. Him and his gang that he appointed as commissioner, everything is gone. But the permanent secretary, they were to be functioning. The commissioner is just to implement your policy. It's not for him to come and tell how things should be wrong. I'm just telling you the truth. It's to implement your policy, how to improve those healthcare. Why? When it comes to finance, the Ministry of Finance should know what you are spending in the healthcare. They should know what you are spending on education. They should know what you are spending on infrastructure. They should be able to keep proper account. Then investors will start coming in. You don't know your own local people to come and invest. And you are shouting investment on daily basis. Man, they should stop deceiving our people. The governor should wake up. Let's put pressure on. Be used to be jailing innocent people tomorrow because the influential people in our society, they cannot go to that jail and that court cannot even settle them. I don't even know whether he has the power to set any level of court to go and address that kind of issue because it's a very complex issue and it's a national issue. It's not only in Edo State that is happening. So if you like, let's set courts where they will say the cash person will set to land. The government did not even know the rightful owner of the land. So that is that's where the problem will start from. It doesn't know because it doesn't have data to prove it that Mr. A or Mr. B owns this land somewhere. You understand me? So thank you for the period of time that you gave to me because I'm just trying to say I'm from Edo State. I wept when I look at the way things are going. People are just trying to drag innocent people into the matter. The governor is unable to protect government land. Is unable to protect traditional institutional land, traditional council, that is traditional leaders' land. No talk of individual. Then you are blaming only when the Oba came in. What did he do first? Is it not the CDA bank? if he got the support of the government properly, we would have been out of this problem because he has saw it as a mess. But however, you need a proper functioning government to be able to achieve this dream. So there's no two ways about it. The professional leaders understand that this is a problem. And they are trying to get a solution also to their best. But the whole power lies upon the government. If it's here, they have to change the system of acquiring property in our land. Because if you are calling investors, they will not like to come and start investing billions in a land where tomorrow you will tell them this place is for traditional council or this place is for the governor. Automatically, even when the case is in the court, like what he did in Kabaka situation, carry bulldozer and be removing it. My dear brother, let us be sincere. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Should he come and be playing? He's an agent. That one alone is a. I'm not a fan of Kabaka, but his attitude and his action prove that he's also a lawless person. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think that's all we can take for today. You are not a fan of Kabaka, but you condemn the attitude of government destroying his property. Me too. I also did not. I was not happy over that because that was a loss. That was a total loss. Destroying what you've built before is a total loss. Destroying them, no. Why not confiscate them and grab it and use it for something that will be better than Edo State? So we will be rounding up. I don't know if Lefty Samosa have something to say. Lefty Samosa, please. If you have something to say, we'll just wait about 2 hours and 19 minutes. So we can now be rounding up. It's my dinner time. I passed my dinner time, Seth. So until the heat don't pass. So quickly.
Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
Sorry, my Bluetooth just got bad now. So I was struggling to hear the last speaker. You understand? I want to appreciate the three last speakers. Honestly, we said it when we started this program. What in fact where our fault is, we are just looking for solution. Truly. If our palace has done enough in this regard of listening to the people, we would have passed this level which we are today. Although there are cartel in the palace actually, we quite agree with that. But there have also been several cries which are known by some powerful individuals who are close to our fathers, who will never compromise, who also led the corridor of power, know what is affecting the ordinary Benin people. Truly, those that are dealing with us now, dealing with us as people on this land grabbing, they are hiding under the cover of our tradition. It seems that most of the time it's our tradition as people that is punishing us. That is the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. The truth be said. So that is it. I think as it is now, our father will also listen to us and do the needful. If not, because they cover the tradition which they are hiding under the cover. Who are those individuals? Who people can run them? Who can deal with them within the covers of the door? But we don't want to rubbish ourselves. I think it's a wake-up call to every authority in this state to rise up to their various responsibility so that this issue of the land grabbing will be things of the past. Thank you, my brother. I quite appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have been able to analyze two big issues that will be the solution.
Thank you.
To the problem. We're talking about the palace and government. Like the last caller just pointed out, and the ministries are actually there. If these ministries can be revamped and given the good environment to work, you see, this problem will come to rest. So with that, I want to thank everybody that have time to participate, the comment section. I can see Eric, Saki, and Marcos, the Great, Don Isede. These are newcomers. I thank you. I appreciate everybody. So till next week, we will talk about solutions and discussions. I want to say bye-bye to everybody in the family Nigeria Watch. I want to quickly correct one thing one caller said. He said, you being the CEO. I'm not the CEO of Nigeria Watch. My name is Lefty Topolebe Lucky. Elvis is the CEO. He's the CEO of Nigeria Watch. I'm just a partner. So I am not the CEO of Nigeria Watch. You should get that clear. Thank you, everybody, and bye-bye for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.